In a bustling coastal town called Seabrook, a young man named Ethan lived with his parents in a small cottage near the harbor. Ethan was known for being clever, but notoriously lazy. He spent most of his days lounging by the shore, gazing at the waves while others toiled hard. His father, a fisherman, often worried about Ethan's lack of ambition. "What will happen if I'm no longer able to provide for the family?" he thought. Ethan did help his father with small tasks, but he always found ways to make the work easier. For instance, instead of manually detangling fishing nets like everyone else, he built a pulley system that allowed him to hang the nets and untangle them while sitting comfortably. Though his father admired Ethan's intelligence, he wished his son would apply himself more diligently. One fateful summer, Ethan's father fell ill, and the responsibility of supporting the family fell entirely on Ethan's shoulders. Ethan tried to take charge of fishing, but the work was grueling, and his unprepared body quickly betrayed him. His hands blistered, his back ached, and he lacked the strength to haul in the day's catch. Each day the catch grew smaller, and the family's savings dwindled. One evening, as Ethan sat by the shore, staring at the endless horizon, a feeling of helplessness washed over him. "Why didn't I ever try harder?" he thought. The next morning, news spread through Seabrook of a grand competition announced by the governor, with a chest of gold as the prize. For Ethan, this was a chance to secure his family's future and redeem himself. Though nervous, he declared his intention to participate, driven by a desire to prove he could rise above his laziness. The townsfolk laughed, scoffing. How can someone as lazy as Ethan compete against the strongest sailors from all over the region? Ethan didn't let their words deter him. Determined to prove himself, he set out for the governor's estate. The competition was set to take place over 2 days, with participants tested on their strength, skill, and ingenuity. On the first day, the contestants gathered at a vast lagoon. The task was simple. The first 3 contestants to get to the other side would advance to the next round. As the bell tolled, signaling the start of the competition, all the participants quickly dove straight into the water, swimming as fast as they could to cross the lagoon. Ethan, however, hesitated and thought to himself, "There are so many strong and experienced swimmers here. There's no way I can outswim them." Then it struck him. The challenge wasn't about swimming. It was about reaching the other side by any means. Observing the swimmers struggling against the strong currents, an idea began to take shape. Ethan quickly ran to the forest nearby and gathered a few sturdy tree trunks. Removing his shirt and belt, he used them to tie the trunks together, creating a small raft. Confident in his improvised vessel, Ethan pushed it into the water and paddled across the lagoon. While the other participants battled exhaustion and the relentless current, Ethan's clever approach allowed him to conserve energy and cross efficiently. He reached the shore in 3rd place, securing his spot in the final round. The next day, the remaining contestants faced their final test: to load 20 heavy barrels of fish onto ships anchored 30 feet from the dock. The barrels were too heavy for one person to lift, and swimming them out to the ships wasn't allowed. Each contestant could use any equipment found in the harbor's storage shed. The first contestant tried using a long wooden plank as a bridge to roll the barrels across, but it proved too unstable over the water. The second contestant attempted to use a small rowboat, but loading and unloading the heavy barrels was dangerous and slow. Ethan, however, smiled, remembering the simple pulley system he'd once devised to help his father lift heavy fishing nets. In the storage shed, he found sturdy ropes and a pulley. He quickly tied ropes around 2 barrels at a time, using them as counterweights to each other on a pulley system secured to the ship's mast. This allowed one barrel to swing effortlessly onto the ship as the other descended back to the dock. The process was fast and efficient, enabling Ethan to load all 20 barrels with ease, while others struggled with their methods. By the time he was done, Ethan had finished well ahead of his competitors. Ethan won the competition and returned to Seabrook as a hero. More importantly, the experience changed him. He realized that while intelligence is valuable, It is most effective when combined with hard work and purpose. From that day on, Ethan approached life with renewed vigor. He became a respected fisherman, using his cleverness not to avoid work but to make it more efficient. The townsfolk no longer mocked him. Instead, they admired the young man who had turned his family's fortune around through creativity, determination, and love.